thing that I would say about social media marketing is it's not supposed to replace what? Personal, making telephone calls, right? It is to enhance everything that you're doing. Does that make sense? Because if that's your only marketing, then you're going to have a wait business. You're going to be challenging people through social media, and then you're going to be waiting for their response, right? What you want to do is get good at challenging people, get good at adding value, and then when they go and look more into who you are as a person, and they see all of that, then they're going to be, do you realize that's going to make them want to partner with you? Does that make sense right there? So I want you all to stay focused on what we do and how we do it, and use this to enhance everything that you're doing, because that's great, great stuff right there. And if you think about Joy, and if you watch her on Facebook, she literally does all of that all the time, you know, and it's the reason why she has a massive following. Another thing I want to point out is, you know, when someone asks you a question, I was sitting in the back with Andre, and Derek asked Joy a question, and you know what she did? She stopped. She didn't interrupt him. She was looking him right in the eye, making sure that she had complete understanding of his question, and then she answered it. Guys, that's so powerful not to have an agenda in your conversations. You know, that goes to what Andre was talking about with just being a professional is sometimes you got to slow down to speed up. Does that make sense? You know, because people ultimately are going to pay when they feel comfortable of, you know, investing their money, not because of the information that you have. You know, we all started, we didn't buy into ViSalus, or, you know, probably none of us bought into ViSalus when we got started, or the product. It was the person that we were interacting with. Does that make sense? Yeah. And so I'm going to do a quick recap of some of the things we've talked about before. You know, I've been in a lot of different challenge parties over the last couple of weeks, and we just got to iron some things out, you know, as a team. So the parties, and I think some of the people that have been to some of the trainings and then have gone to a challenge party, you notice the difference right away. You notice when you're like, whoa, okay, they need to go to training. Not because they're bad people or anything. It's just that when you don't know, you don't know, right? Right. So, okay, good. So product testimonies. This is you're called up to do a product testimony. Guys, you don't want to mention anything about diabetes, medicine, coming off of any, none of that. You can't preface it and say we're not making any health claims and then go make a health claim. You can't do that, because there's some experts in the back with social media. Boy, I want you, this is real. When I was at Vitality, I saw a guy who was one of the biggest network marketers in the entire world in another company at Vitality in Houston. You don't think that there's other owners coming to other events, you understand, to see what different people are doing, right? Of course they are. I mean, you want to know what your competition's doing. So you've got to be very, very careful how you say something, because I could easily say, not making a health claim, but, and then I make a health claim, and you know what? That gets edited out, me saying not making a health claim, and all on the internet it's me doing what? Making a health claim. And guys, that will shut your business down just like that. Because no one came. Think about it. Diane wanted to drop some weight when she got started on the challenge. She did not come to get off of her medicines. Does that make sense? That's not why she joined the challenge. Now, as a result of the challenge success, have you been able to? Yes. But do you understand, when we make that claim, right, that's not going to get anyone else to join quicker, right? This is what people want. You got to think about the guests. The guests want to know what your name is, what your background is, what's your result. And if you can rapid fire with 8, 9 people doing that, here's what they'll see. Different person, different background, all of them are winning. Different person, different background, all of them are winning. And I want to drop a couple pounds. I'm going to give you an example. Miss Diane Rose, I just brought her up for a product testimony. Give us your product testimony.
I'm Diane Rose. I worked in the financial services industry for 20 years. I'm a mom, a grandmother, and a great-grandmother. I have lost 72 pounds, 62 inches, gone from a 24W to a size 12.
That's it. Now, I remember when Diane would talk about health claims before, but does she need to say anything about that?
No.
No. Is that perfect? Like, aren't you like, wow, if a great-grandmother can do it, I can do it. And you know how long she was up here? 30 seconds at the most, right? 20 seconds, 15 seconds. How many guys, with a market as big as we have, as much success as we have, how many testimonies can we line up? We can put 15 people up here. And it's like, bam, financial service center, what's your background? Project management, paralegal, training, IT, security, fitness. Guys, that's 9 right there, 8 right there. Right, that would take a minute. And the guests would look like different people, different backgrounds, everyone went in on the challenge. Okay? That's the power in it. All right? So we gotta stop, I'm telling you. We gotta stop with that part. Okay? On the business side, right? On the business side, you gotta remember, if I'm doing a party, I did a party with L Star's team on Wednesday. Okay? And I was not the closer of that party. My job was not to close the party. My job was to do a testimony. I was up for a minute and a half. It was, my name is Jefferson Green, you know, my background, I was a traditional business owner. You can tell what package you got started on. I got started on an executive promoter package. You know, talk about your physical transformation. I lost 19 pounds in 90 days. And guys, listen, I was asked a question which just made a lot of sense to me. How many people do you know that in Atlanta need to drop a couple pounds? I was like, everybody, including me. Go challenge them. Hit the car in 30 days, 8 months later, you know, after that, hit ambassador. And guys, we built a team that's done this. I'm excited about where we're going. You know what? It's not my job to close. Welcome to the challenge. You should join this. I'm just showing name, background, transformation, financial success. Does that make sense? And then you rapid fire those right there. Okay? Because I was literally in the party, and the guy on product, great guy, you know, just was talking longer than everybody on the physical transformation. And when there's bonus checks in the front of the room, the guests want to know, all right, well, who's Jefferson, right? And who's Andre? And you understand? They want to know, they want to connect. I want to hear that person's story. They're just looking that the challenge works, and then let's get to the end. Because what's the most important part of closing? What's the most important part of closing? Anyone know?
1, 2, 3. Making a decision.
To close it, to be done. That's the most important part. Finish it, right? Not end it, right? We don't want to end, but we want to close the party. To do what? Decision time. How are you going to get those decisions?
Answer objection.
That starts at 1, 2, or 3. How are you going to get the decision?
Individual conversation.
The conversation. Because the guests have what? Questions. And if we're too long and they don't get their questions answered, what happens? They're going to leave, and they're going to, because they got kids, homework, whatever it is, and you know how hard it is at that point trying to follow up with someone, right? Because all those problems and all those fears are waiting for them right out the door. And we've got to get this ironed out now, especially with the holidays coming up, because they're going to be excited here, but they didn't get a chance to ask their questions, address it, and they leave, and next thing you know, they're going to be thinking about Christmas, you know, and whatever holiday you celebrate. Does that make sense? And it's going to, you know what, maybe I should wait until a better time. So, in closing a party, these are the 4 things. Because I've seen people get in the front of the room, and if you're closing the party and the product side wasn't done as well as you can do it, that's not your job. Your job is not to go back and do the product again. Does that make sense?
Right.
If it wasn't done great, it wasn't done great. That's not going to be the reason. If that's the reason that they don't understand, they will ask you, hey, tell me a little bit more about the product, right? I mean, there's some people that are really, really good at this. And then there's some other people that aren't as good. But we just got to, if you're on the product, stay on the product. If you're on the business, stay on the business. If your job is to close the party, close it, end it, let's ask questions, let's get people started. Does that make sense? Yes. So the 4 things that we have to address when we're closing a party. What's the first one?
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. Number 1 thing, if this don't make sense, no one's getting started. So you know what I do? I ask a question. I'll take a guess. I'll take someone who I think is a guess. Hey, Derek, let me ask you a question. you know, I know you're not on the challenge yet, but if you were drinking this shake instead of what most people eat for lunch, do you see how people can lose weight? Yes. Agreement. Now he doesn't need a testimony to get started. Do you understand what I mean? He's like, yeah, okay, I can see how people could lose weight if they drink this instead of eating what they ate. First one, what's the second one? Money. Gotta have some kind of objection to handle money. Gotta have some kind of objection to handle money, because they're thinking about it, right? Just to say 1, 2, 3, guys, let us know, who you are, where you're coming in, that ain't enough. You gotta overcome that money objection, and the only way I know to do it is to add value some way. I use the example of Houston's. Your business might not be where mine is, but you can ask another question. Hey, Adrian, let me ask you a question. If I gave you a call and I said, hey, I just found, I got this great deal for the Super Bowl. It's in February, okay? But our airfare, hotel, and Super Bowl tickets are going to be taken care of, but it's $500. I need to know if you want to do it by Sunday. Would Adrian have $500 by Sunday?
Yeah.
Why? Because he sees the value, right? And he knows if he don't need, even if he's not interested in football, he can sell that for a lot more, right? So we've got to address the money in some way to get people to say yes to spending $500 or investing $500. Does that make sense? Because once you get them to realize, I'd be going to the Super Bowl with you. Once you realize that, then it's like, okay, they got it, or they'll go get it. Right? I mean, there's people, I know in a room this big, someone borrowed the money to get in. Right? Right? Someone borrowed the money to get in. Right? Called mom. Right? Yeah. You got it. You had to get the money back. It was value. Because if we left here right now and they said, hey, own Houston's restaurant for $4.99, man, right now, man, we'd see the ugly in some of us trying to same person being the challenge party, man, I ain't got $499, and say, hey, if you want to own Houston's restaurant, can't go and step on people and come right out that door. It's just value. The next one's time. Okay? Gotta address it. Gotta address it. Time. We're busy. This is what I just tell my story how I got started. I scheduled it. 10 hours a week. I scheduled it. I showed up for my schedule. Training. No one just showed up at training today, right? We knew about it. We put it on the schedule. Got to address time. And then here's the last one is, can I do it? And that's the room. The room helps people, especially here, feel that they can do it. Okay? This is our model, and I'm done. We're going to get started with our challenge party. You want to have challenge parties during the week. Okay? During the week. You want to have challenge parties during the week. One-on-one at Starbucks, at Panera Bread, at your house. Whatever it is, have a challenge party. Go to their house, make them a shake, play the first half of the video. It doesn't matter. You don't need Joy Stewart or Shannon or Janae, any of the presidential directors in the room. Just go talk to someone. Tell them why you're excited about it. Have a challenge party, and then get them to the Saturday challenge party. Does that make sense? This is the social proof. By next month, this will have hundreds of people in it. And if they come, think about it, they're at your house, and then they come to Saturday, they're in. We're lonely, right? They're lonely. And if they're lonely, that's okay. We'll take them, right? We'll take them. But they're either joining, because when they come out here and they see all that success. So guys, make sure you bring your checks, Jennifer Barfield, Shannon Hamilton. Make sure you. Oh, sorry. Make sure you all bring your checks, right? It's Pam Lewis. It's social proof. Okay, I'm trying to. Janae, I know you're looking for yours. We have a Project 10 winner in the back. Do you think that's good if we saw the Project 10 check?
Yes.
So this is the social proof that's going to, and I'm not calling people out. I love all of you guys. You know this. This isn't the first time I've said it. But this helps us close people because it becomes real. Does that make sense? Here's my last thought. You've got to close the party with vision of where we're going. It's got to be bigger. However big it is, it's got to be bigger. I think one of the huge things right now, talking about in terms of getting people started, is if you owned a tax business, it probably wouldn't be advantageous to open that business after April, right? You might have just missed all of tax season. Well, if you have a business in health and fitness, it doesn't make as much sense to open it after January, right? You want to have that business open right now. So you see what I'm doing? You're planting the seeds of why it's beneficial for someone to get started right now so that they can position themselves going into weight loss season. Does that make sense? All right, so 4 things. When do we hit it? Closing the party. Can I do it? And then after that, we're always closing with something. Vision. And we're pushing getting started right now. Why? Why? Position yourself. Create a transformation right now so that as we go into the new year, you're the proof that this thing works. Not everyone's going to get started when you want to get started, but a lot of people are going to get started in January. All right? All right, so we're good. We're going to get some shakes made. We're going to start this party. I want to give it up for Joy and Andre. Great job. Janae, Jackie, are we able to take a picture? Yeah. Okay. Do we have to go outside? Can we do it in here? We got to go outside? All right. Let's take a big picture because we got a great group